Two people were taken to the hospital this morning following a crash on Tenaya north of Craig Road. Metro tells us an unregistered SUV crashed into a wall. At least two people were injured, one with non-life-threatening injuries. The other person's injuries have not been announced. They drove themselves to the hospital. Metro is looking at whether speed played a role in the crash.